Coming up on Auburn Gymnastics 360, highlights of the meet at Alabama, Nikki Galuso's comeback, we go in the gym with Nikki Galuso and Brittany Webster, and we'll preview the SEC Gymnastics Championship. War Eagle and welcome to Auburn Gymnastics 360. I'm Carly McCall. The Tigers headed to Tuscaloosa in hopes of ending their regular season on a high note. Here are the highlights.
I thought we did a really good job. You know, I truly believe it's the toughest environment that this team will face all year.
I like the crowd. 13,000 people, whether they love you or they hate you, is going to create an exciting feeling. So it kind of really got us ready for SECs this weekend.
I think it was a pretty good bar routine. I missed a few handstands, had a little hop on the landing, but overall there's still room for improvement.
My bar routine felt really good. I tried to just take it one skill at a time, and I was just thinking go big on the dismount, and I did, and actually stuck it finally, so I felt really good.
I felt like my overshoot was probably actually one of the best I've done all year. The staccato was a little far, the dismount, the landing wasn't as great as it's been past weeks, so things that I can still work on, things that I can focus on in the gym.
That's a lot of fight now. Let's take this to ball. There's that determination. There was an attack there. Let's keep it up.
I'm really happy with it. We worked a lot on landings this past week, so just being able to nail it in competition was really exciting.
I just attacked it like I always do for every competition. The stick wasn't really there, but I managed to pull it out, and so I'm really happy.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive than I would have hoped as far as like the landing goes, but so I think that's another thing I can still continue to work on this week in the gym.
Hey, very good job, ladies. Stay in your bubble, stay focused, stay aggressive, and let's carry it over the floor.
It felt like a good routine. I think I still need to work on showing off a little bit more, but overall it felt like a pretty solid routine.
Britt's been continuing to improve each week, and she's cleaning up. She's keeping her power and showing off and enjoying it a little bit, and I think that usually means that she's going to get a good score when she gets all that wrapped up.
I pulled out my landings the way I wanted to, and I tried to express myself the best I could, being in that atmosphere, and so I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I felt like it was even better floor routine than I did last week, and I felt like last week's routine was one of the best ones I've done all year. And before my second pass, I could not hear my music. Like, they were screaming and shouting and doing whatever, and I was just like, well, this is preparing me for postseason environment, so if they're going to cheer, I might as well show them what I have and do the middle pass, and it was really good, and finished the routine off well with the stuffed old pike. So
it was nice to get to do another floor set. You know, we trained to have any possibility occur, and they needed me to go in, so it was nice to be able to show off a nice routine in front of 13,000 people and just enjoy the experience.
Do your job, calm, cool, collected. War Eagle, give me gangsta!
Cullen, she's got a real tough job. She starts our whole meet off on bars, and then she has to sit for the whole meet until we get to beam at the end, and that's a tough role. And she's handled it really well. In the last 2 weeks, she's really stepped up. I was really impressed with how she handled the pressure.
I was extremely happy. After I got off the beam, I went up there and I was aggressive, and that was my main goal, and I was severely happy once I got off that beam.
Jenny told me that right before I got up, you know, it doesn't matter what happens, just get up and do your normal set, just take it one skill at a time. And so I got up and I tried to keep the rhythm to the music that was playing and finish the set, felt pretty good about it, so.
To be able to end the beam lineup after a rough start in the beam lineup, to be able to finish that strong and do the routine that I practice, that I know how to do, felt really good. And that's literally the beam routine that I did during practice that week. So to be able to transfer my practice into meet felt really good, and I think it helped my confidence a lot going into SECs.
Loved how she rose to the occasion at the end and you know, put everything behind her. There was a little bit of a struggle on beam, and she was able to, you know, block that out and be mentally strong and do a great job at the end.
Auburn is a young team with only one senior, Nikki Galluzzo. Nikki has been the heart of the team, keeping a positive attitude while battling back from an injury to compete in the sport she loves.
Yeah, Tigers! Summer of 2012, so I was working for a new routine on bars, and I think just overusing my shoulder and just swinging way too much, and it just started bothering me, and we took some time off, you know, therapy and all that stuff, but it wasn't getting any better, so I got an MRI and it was torn, my labrum was torn. I was really upset, but there was nothing I could do about it. It happened, so I had to choose if I wanted to get surgery and keep going for my last year or just kind of be done, but I wanted to go for it.
Surgery meant 6 to 8 months of strenuous rehab, followed by training to get back into gymnastics shape.
Just to swing every day. I took it day by day, and I was like, baby steps. I got this, I can do this. And it would hurt, but I kind of needed to know what kind of hurt, because I knew it would never feel normal again. But it was everything I did, like I documented, and it was just the greatest feeling, every little thing, just to hang, just to swing, then to do giants. And then finally when I got to do my Tkachev, it was like the best feeling ever. I did what I wanted to accomplish.
Her hard work and dedication can be an example for all athletes coming back from an injury. A year after surgery, Nikki achieved her goal and competed for Auburn again.
I had not competed in over like a year and a half, maybe even 2. And I was a little nervous. I was pacing back and forth a little bit, but I tried to stay as calm as possible, and I fell, but it was really good to be back out there and, you know, have my team behind me the whole entire time. They were just as excited for me as I was. I was much more comfortable and not as nervous as the first time, and it was just, I knew this could be my last time competing, so I just took it for what it was, and it was a great experience, and I hit my Tkachev, so I was so, so happy, and I know my team was happy for me, so that just made it even better that I had 15 other girls coming up to me when I finished, and just as excited as I am. I think like coming back from my injury and achieving what I wanted to do was to compete a full routine. I think that has shown them a lot. A lot of them just say to me that like they're really proud of me and stuff, so it kind of like shows that like just because they have a little injury or something, like they're gonna work through it because they know there's bigger things than that. Whatever you put your mind to, like you can really like honestly do. Like, but you have to be dedicated and you have to be really passionate about it. And if you really, really want something so bad, like, you can achieve it. Like, you can do it. Like, I wanted to come back so bad. I wanted to do that last routine, and that's what I did. But I worked my butt off to get there.
Now it's time to go in the gym. Today, Nikki Galluzzo and Brittany Webster show us a tumbling pass on floor.
Hey, I'm Nikki Galluzzo, and this is Brittany Webster, and she's going to show you a round-off 1.5 punch pike on the floor. A round-off 1.5 punch pike is a round-up to immediate 1.5 twisting layout to an immediate punch front flip. Here she's running into a hurdle, round off 1.5, punch pike, and finish. Next time you see Brittany on floor, watch out for her middle pass, a round off 1.5, punch pike. That's it from the McWhorter Center.
Up next for Auburn is the SEC Gymnastics Championship in Birmingham. As the 5 seed, the Tigers compete on Saturday at 2 p.m. starting on vault.
This week it's all going to be about mindset. We kind of went into a little team atmosphere after the meet and just decided that it's 120% no matter what. And that's what we're going to have to do at SECs in order to get the score that we want.
I think that's what our mentality has to be going in, is it's just another meet. We can't try too hard. We have to continue to focus on our bubble, do what we know how to do, and just not try too hard, just do the gymnastics that we know how to do.
Postseason involves like corrals, the podium. It's a little more individualized, but I think that's important for us to focus on because we still have to have that team aspect there. There's a lot going on at once. There's routines on every event, so it makes it harder because your team is down on the floor and you're up on the podium, but it just makes it so you have to be on your game in your own zone and focus on what exactly it is you're doing.
It'll be a little different because it's not a night competition, but you're going to go through your rituals, you're going to prepare in the morning instead of the afternoon. It's a little adjustment, but we still need to be focused in our bubble and be ready to go.
The SEC Championship in gymnastics is the only conference championship in the country that uses a podium. And we do that on purpose so that we can prepare our teams for the national championship, because that's on podium as well. It'll be a real test of this team, and I do think that we'll adapt really well, because I think this team will be good in this environment, but it's definitely going to test them.
Well, I'm hoping that we'll have a lot of Auburn fans there for our session, and but I think it's an SEC meet, so it's going to be crazy, it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot going on, which is another reason that we have to continually focus on our bubble and keeping to ourselves and just having fun.
SEC is just one more meet before regionals. It's our last chance to really get comfortable with ourselves and gather confidence from one another when we're competing, and that's what we have to focus in on in the gym. Not only do we have to change the format because there's going to be corrals and whatnot, both at SECs and regionals, but it's going to be about really knowing when you have to hit, and that's what it is about this time of year. It's about hitting your routines when it's most important.
This week we have to prepare for podium first and foremost. We're using this as our final postseason warm-up. It is our conference championship, but we absolutely need to utilize this meet to prepare for regionals. So we've got to do two things. We've got to try to peak and try to do our very best so that we can, get a good road score and, finish where we want to in the SEC. But we can't lose sight of the bigger prize, which is the NCAA regionals coming up in 2 weeks.
That's it for this episode of Auburn Gymnastics 360. We'll see you next time. War Eagle.